It seems like DJ Mero of Hot 97 and DJ Akademiks have gotten to a long back and forth for a couple years. They've been battling back and forth as content creators. DJ Mero, obviously on a big platform, and DJ Akademiks doing very well for himself as an independent content creator. So we about to get into it, break it down. This is some of the best highlights from the live that we did. Some of y'all don't want to sit for over an hour and watch the content, so we're going to break it down to a smaller section.
I'm energized, women lie, on God, numbers don't. Started talking power moves, that's right, when she got close.
I'm going to say this one time and one time only, because like I said, I'm a father of 4 biological sons and daughters. But there's a lot of sons out there that are not mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim you. You're not on my taxes. You're not a dependent, bro, but you depend on me to survive. Because if you don't say my name out your stupid fat mouth.
I mean, right. I think even the greatest Akademiks hater, even the people who despise Akademiks can tell you that's a lie. If the first thing out of your mouth is a lie for the ether, then everything else is kind of like it's shaky. Because even the people who want you to destroy Akademiks, they watching this and they're like, hold on, bro. Like, Akademiks need you to be relevant, bro. We haven't heard of you in, I don't know, like it's been about like 5 years since you've done anything relevant. Now, I don't got nothing.
This nigga's being modest. He's very, 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 very modest. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck DJ Mero is. Like, who is this guy? I'm sorry, maybe I'm out the loop, but I ain't never heard of the dude. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying like DJ Akademiks is the craziest person out there and, you know, he's popping like that. But this nigga talking heavy, and I have no idea who the fuck he is. And I'm not going to try to find out.
Thing is Mero, bro, because I like Mero. Mero put my guy Kaz on the show. I love Kaz. Kaz one of the OGs in this, man. But Mero was on like the Carmelo show. That was Carmelo's show. And we know it was Carmelo's show because Carmelo replaced Mero with Kaz at some point, and now Mero kind of does it here and there. But yeah, like, if you're not all the way relevant completely, the show ain't doing as great of a numbers as it used to, right? The numbers are abysmal. Even the greatest Akademiks hater would hear you say that Akademiks need you to stay relevant and look at you like, all right, come on, bro. Can we get to the facts, man? All right. Now, the more he talked, though, he made a mistake because he took it from off of Akademiks. You see, Akademiks has a lot of people who don't like him. So you could have very easily kept it on Akademiks, but what he did, the critical error he did was he took it off Akademiks and essentially dissed independent media and reinforced the bourgeoisie stereotypes that we have of personalities, right? Of these people who are put in positions and these infrastructure placeholders, they come across as bourgeoisie. It's like this little secret organization they have, this little cult, and they're always on the BET Awards and the red carpets, and they always go from Amazon to Apple Music. They always have another job when that one job don't work out. It never fails. They start off at one company, one corporate company. Those numbers are abysmal. It fails. They go to the next company. It fails. Next company. It fails. Next company. It fails. It is a rotation for about 20 to 30 years of doing these jobs with these corporations that don't really produce any numbers. These are just budget fillers, okay? Right? There's some money to allocate. Let's allocate it here. So when he goes off on his tangent and he includes independent media, this is when people like myself takes it personal, and it stops becoming about Akademiks and it becomes about us now that you disrespected.
Make nothing. You don't do nothing. You don't add nothing. You are net negative to hip hop culture. You are net negative to society, gang. You know what's the saddest thing in the world? Sitting in your mother's basement, getting drunk off alcohol that she probably bought at Costco and talking crazy about any and anybody who matters more than you. And I know what is you up inside, champ. I know what that thorn in your side ever since I made you cry live on stream years ago, and you can't let it go. What burns you up inside, my brother, is this. You talk about views, you talk about numbers, You talk about all this other type of stuff, data stuff that you analytical bozo nerds love to just throw up in the air.
That's crazy for you to sit there and say analytical data bozos, like as if your job doesn't require numbers. Numbers don't lie. You can't be on no type of platform working for no type of people talking about media and then be mad about the numbers and saying that somebody's a geek for him. This nigga's not making no sense. He's not dropping no bombs. I don't know. It's not giving me the vibes that I would have expected somebody on Hot 97 to go in on Akademiks. This is not it.
Whenever people say, that's whack, that's not culturally relevant. Guess what, fam? Everything I've ever done in my entire career has been culturally relevant. You understand what I'm saying? I'm up here Hot 97 because you know what we do up here? We move culture. We make culture up here. We make culture. We don't just talk about it. All right, fam? And that's what you do. You a gossiper. You know what I'm saying? You a page 6 in the flesh. You a diabetic page out of the New York Post. You fat hamster. And then people.
Wait, hold on. Don't everybody on Hot 97 when you're on the radio and you like, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but don't they talk about gossip? Isn't that actually some of the topics that they got to cover that? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Want to get on it. Social media and ask me, yo, but is he lying? Yes, he is.
Serious dictation was.
So people got on his social media, asked him if he was lying. That's usually an indication that you might be lying. If people asking you, left and right, it might be some truth to the things that Akademiks might be saying.
One thing, champ, you wish you could be me. That's what burns you up inside. You wish you could be.
Yo, who is this nigga? Does anybody know who this nigga is? This is crazy. I think he's trying to bully Akademiks. It's not going very well. It's not going well, champ.
Us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for Mia Bell. I'm speaking for Kaz. I'm speaking for Shiny Culture because you know what?
This is where he messes up at. So when he says I'm speaking for us, he then begins to make the line in the sand. He draws the line in the sand. There's people like myself who work for these companies like Complex and Apple Music and Spotify and these corporations, and we work for them, and we get to be in these big offices, and we get to sit down and speak to these people because they want to come to these legacy companies and speak to us, while y'all just sit on the internet and speak to each other. And he threw shots at Whack 100 for some reason. He threw shots at Tekashi, at Hassan Campbell. He threw shots at, again, independent hip-hop media personalities who essentially paved the way for themselves. And I'm like, hold on, bruh. Do you really think the best way to defeat Akademiks is by rallying everybody around him? Like, do you think the best way to defeat Akademiks is by making me pissed, Whack 100 pissed, and every other independent media personalities pissed? We already feel like y'all, now Mero specifically, but I'm talking about as y'all in terms of the corporate placeholders, we already feel like y'all do y'all best jobs to keep us out of these spaces. We already know y'all do y'all best jobs to gatekeep and blackball us out of a lot of things. You just pretty much confirmed it. Like, y'all look down upon people who do independent media. So because y'all, I guess, sit in these offices and sit with these corporations and companies that are legacy media that nobody really watches, and you guys do these interviews, that makes you better than, I guess, the person who is grinding from their home. Like, that makes you better than the person who's making videos in their home, in their basement, and they're grinding, and they work themselves up to where they don't need no job no more. That they're the culture, right? That people is coming to them to hear them speak and give their opinion. And for as long as they live, they don't need to go ahead and seek no job. See, Mero started off as one of those creators, but I guess he's now looking down upon one of those creators. Peep how he slickly dissed independent creators and independent media and try to big up, I guess, the corporate placeholders. Now, I don't consider Kaz a corporate placeholders because Kaz my boy, but when he speaks on people getting these specific interviews and opportunities, he's speaking about the corporate placeholders.
When I sit down and talk to somebody, it's Denzel Washington. It's Barack Obama.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's Matt Damon. You know what I'm saying? It's the names that mean something in the culture of entertainment. When you sit down,
This whole shit is screaming fan to me. As my nigga Cam would say, you's a fan, nigga. That's what it sounds like. He's just a straight fan.
you sit down with a diabetic Tekashi and a guy called Whack 100 who hangs out in project courtyards yelling at windows. That's who you sit down with, champ. That's not what we do out here. Okay? You see me and Bell interview, you know it's
Yo, I think this man is really misguided if he thinks that people is looking at him because he's sitting on Hot 97 as like, yo, you the dopest nigga alive. I wish I was like that. Like I'm just sitting up there and I could do the same thing. Yo, this is a new day and age, man. People are making their own fucking money. People are doing whatever they want to, living their best life. They go and fucking record something at the crib and they be in a whole nother fucking state, whole nother country. You know what I mean? Niggas is making shit remotely happen. So those days of looking at somebody that works at a giant corporation and saying, hey, I want to be like that. I want to sign up for that. Those days is coming to an end. People want to be able to make money and enjoy their quality of life, whatever that looks like. And it's not always about the amount of money. Sometimes it's about having the time. Sometimes it's about things being convenient. So this whole energy that he's putting out, he doesn't realize like you sound negative to somebody that doesn't live that type of lifestyle, that doesn't live to interview somebody. That doesn't make you popping because you interviewing the most popping people for somebody else. You the same. You're not doing anything different. You just got a whole fucking engine and a machine behind you that somebody else put together. You didn't even put it together to sit there and take credit for it. It's crazy when I see people that think like this. And this is the shit that Dame Dash was talking about. Just be a boss. It doesn't matter if the shit ain't as big as everybody else's situation when they had hundreds of years to build that situation. If you build it from the bottom, honestly, hey, it's not always going to be perfect. Everybody ain't going to like what you're doing, but some people will. Some people will gravitate to you. You ain't got to take the easy way out and go work for a big ass corporation and then shit on the small people. I don't like that. That's crazy. And I'm not even an Akademiks fan, by the way.
You know who she sit down with. You see Kaz interviewing somebody, bro, they probably in the Hall of Fame. You see Shani interviewing somebody, man, that's somebody that's tearing it up worldwide. You understand what I'm saying? You see Kaz one, he's in Tokyo. He's in Tokyo. You in your basement in Long Island, maybe, or maybe in Jersey, because nobody knows where you are. We need drones. Mossad can't find you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want no smoke with nobody, especially me, fam, because let me tell you something right now. If it wasn't for them strip club bouncers that form a force field around you, you'd be food. You a 20-piece chicken nugget with sweet and sour sauce. All right?
So this nigga saying this shit on the radio. This is crazy. This nigga saying this on the radio as if he really gonna send a threat on the radio, and that's supposed to be some ill shit, but this nigga's a lame. Come on, man. You guys is in the same lane at this point. You sound like all the people that he mentioned. Whack 100, Tekashi, Akademiks. Y'all all sound like y'all could sit in the same room together. So it's crazy for someone trying to make someone sound like a goof when you don't sound like no real nigga sitting on the radio threatening somebody. Come on, man. We know you're not in the streets like that.
And let me tell you something. The last thing I'll say about you is that you a one-trick pony. You know how to do one thing, and that's exploit poverty, misery, and violence for your own monetary gain. And not all.
That's the one point I agree with. I 100% agree with him on that. Akademiks definitely be doing that shit, man. I definitely don't agree with some of the things that he sits there and he talks about and the things that got him to the place that he is in his career. So I do agree with that. I think he made a mistake by mentioning everybody else and kind of pointing at small creators that make shit pop in their own crib or whatever space they got. You know what I'm saying? You might start in your crib, end up getting a studio. Then what? like everybody don't start from the same place. So I hate when people talk down on a situation when they actually are making money and they changing their families' lives and all of that off of putting in their own work.
Money is good money, but I'm good, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my koi fish. Shout out to Crunchy Black. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Derek Jeter.
See how he listed, hey, man, when we do an interview, but the difference is when you do an interview, let's just say you do an interview for Complex, right? When you do an interview for Complex, because Obama will come and sit down with Complex because Complex is legacy media and it's safe. You do an interview for Complex and Complex gains, let's say, 1 million views. And they gain, let's say, 20,000 subscribers from that interview. Those are Complex views. Those are Complex numbers. That raises Complex stock, not yours. Complex could fire you today and you lose it all. Or if you do, let's say, an interview with High 97, those boost High 97 numbers. Those give them subscribers. It really doesn't benefit you much outside of a paycheck. Yo, we've seen people.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's actually nothing wrong with working, putting in your work, putting in your pain, getting your check. But when you start using that and try to disrespect and down other people that are kind of doing the same thing, just a different version, but you like, oh, you ain't moving the culture. You're not talking to these people. You're not talking to this person. That's if last time I checked, the culture just means people that are involved in the full culture. It doesn't have to be certain names. And just because you get the higher up names, because you're in your position to do that, you can't take away from the guy that's at a different level because you never know what he's going to be at tomorrow. Everybody's not going to be the same version of themselves as time progresses. So all that ego and shit and all that niggas just gatekeeping and all of that shit is a wrap. These days are over. Because now people can sit here and record from their crib. You have no idea the connections they have made, like who they fuck with. But you'll see as they building up. Like even me speaking about myself, nobody knows what I've done, but the people that know me know what I've done and the connections that I've made in life, the network that I've created for myself, I'm going to implement that into anything that I'm doing. So eventually it all comes together, but I don't got the power that a Hot 97 or #1 radio station has or the money that they have. So I'm not able to do some of the same things that they're doing right away, but you build yourself up. NDL network, Numbers Don't Lie network. When I start putting every single person I know that I respect, that I'll fuck with together, it's a different situation. And y'all shall see that.
Have these corporate jobs, be these corporate placeholders, and then they get replaced. And then we never hear from them again. Look at all the dudes on This Is 50. Where are they now? Build your own. Don't let cats convince you, hey, because these like mainstream artists will go to legacy media before they come.
Build it yourself, y'all. Build it yourself. All the content creators, the popping ones, it's not as hard as y'all think it is. So if you creating your own right now from scratch, trust me, it's mad ways to get popping. It's mad ways to get your numbers up, your subscribers. It's online. Everything you need to do is online, and there's a lot of people that will help you, that will give you tips. There's pages you can follow. I'm going to give y'all a lot of tips on how I got my numbers to where they are currently. I don't got 100,000, but I'm at 8,000, and I got 7,000 subscribers in the last 6 months or so. So, there's mad tools. I'm not giving myself the credit for it. I've literally spoke with so many people that create content that are on this YouTube thing daily. And it's all about just using your resources. It's really about using your resources. One of the resources I'll give y'all, make sure y'all get that vidIQ. vidIQ.com. Make sure y'all get that. And another one that'll really help you out if you're a small content creator on YouTube or if you're bigger, Social Blade. So you can see all the numbers of all the biggest creators. You know what I'm saying? I think you actually being able to see things gives you like a different kind of confidence. You're not just going in there blind. And vidIQ, that shit is real dope because it'll show you how to optimize all of your videos, how to get your thumbnails right, how to get your descriptions right, how to get your titles right, tags, keywords, all of this. It's like a process. It's all a process. And when you're doing it correctly all the time or as correctly as possible, you get more numbers. You get more people that follow you. You start understanding things. So now you have knowledge and you can teach other people. So never give up. If any of y'all out there and y'all working and y'all putting something together, you just got to believe in the dream 1,000%. For me, I started out with music, writing, going to the studio. From the studio, then you create events. The event planning and all of that stuff is different, man. It's so much knowledge that I want to give out to everybody. So as y'all come in and y'all see who I am and y'all see what I do, ghostwriting, songwriting, event planning, content creation, how to make videos, how to edit videos, just all of that stuff, how you should shoot your content. It's so many different things that I've learned along the way. You know, how to manage people, how to manage Airbnb, you know, all that shit. I got a lot of things in my mind that I'm gonna try to give out to people little by little. We'll get there. We'll get through the stories and all of that.
To go to an independent creator, don't let that convince you or steer you away from doing your own thing and building your own thing, bro. It's simple as that. Now, to claim that Akademiks live in his mom's basement or doing like, bro, you are about like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years late, bro. Like Akademiks is.
And even if he did live in his mom's basement, why is that an issue? Those aren't the issues. Like everybody be trying to clown you for living with your own peoples, for living with your family. There's some people that wish they had a family. There's some people that grew up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? They was in foster care and all of that. So for people that be clowning, yo, you live with your moms, or you live with your pops. Hey, I would have loved to. If that was an option for me, wasn't an option for me. As soon as I got to 18, I had to get out there and just do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? But I would have wished I would have had that backbone. I would have had that security, that foundation where someone could have helped me while I was in the crib, stacking my bread, learning, you know, just taking on a bunch of trades and building myself instead of being out there wilding out in the streets and just figuring life out on my own just because I wanted to be a man. I wanted to get out of the crib, be a man, get my own shit. And then I had to learn all of the risks and all of the negativity that comes with, because once you govern in your own life and you're a child, come on, man. I would love to be back in my mother's house kicking it. So to act like that's a flex or to act like that's a cornball thing, y'all crazy.
You know, is well-to-do. He's a millionaire now. He has his own mansion, all right, in Jersey. He's straight, okay? He's great. He's good, right? But I just didn't like the fact that, not Kaz, but Mero, like, took that stance of, oh, because we do this type of content, we're less than, because y'all do interviews for legacy media and corporations, and y'all build up platforms that y'all don't own. Nah, I'd much rather build up my own platform. Maybe I'm not big enough right now to get in Obama, but if I could make these videos and podcasts with my homies and talk to my homies and get paid for it and grow an audience, then F it. If it takes me 10 years, it takes me 10 years to do it. I'm not stopping though. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Mero cooked Akademiks, or do you feel like Mero made a fool out of himself? Let me know, okay? And if you're still...
That's the real right there, though, man. You got to build it over time, and it will grow. It will grow. You're going to have your hard times. You're going to feel like giving up at points, but that's natural that you do. You're going to have growing pains. I go through it all the time myself, but I just know I've worked a job before. Many of y'all have worked jobs before. It's not rewarding to just be putting in energy into a job and you don't get nothing back. You don't get nothing back a lot of the times other than money. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, it just, I mean, if you're a creator, you know that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be sitting there wasting your energy and your time and not to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? When you could go and work for yourself. You could work for yourself, put in as much energy and time as you want to, and get out of it whatever you put into it.